treasures, welcome back to my channel. So I know that I promised you guys that this week was going to be the finale of the Shutout by Cody Keplinger. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about the sex strike, how it worked. We're going to be talking about the different topics that happened in this book, and we're going to be talking about the time that I did the shutout for the second time. If you haven't seen the first video, I will have it up below in this key card that you guys can click on, so you can watch that video and then go into this one. And we're going to talk about the time that I did it for the second time and how it worked out that time. So if you guys want to continue to watch the time that I did a sex strike, then and what this book is about and why I chose it for the first month, even though I'm really late, but like school, then let's continue with this video. And before we do, please subscribe, please like this video, and let's continue now. So this book, like I said to you guys before, so this book came to me, and when I read it for the first time, I really liked it. And then I read it for like the second and the third time, and reading it this time for our treasure book club, that I decided, you know what, let's do this book because I liked it and I liked the message about it. So we have Lisa, who is with her boyfriend, and he is pretty much a jerk. We can call him that, right? Like, he's a jerk. We're keeping this channel PG, so he's a jerk. And so she decides this feud has been going on in this school too long, and it's taking my boyfriend's attention from me. So I'm gonna need everybody else to join in, and we're going to do this strike and see if the guys will pay attention, because how do you control men with sex? As the strike's going along, you know, and she gets the girls all interested, of course, you know, because of the rivalry between the two different sports teams, the soccer team and the football team, we have the girls that are kind of in on it too. So even the girlfriends of the different people on the sports teams are in a rivalry as well. And so she kind of has to speak to them and relate to them. And how she does that is by relating to them that she's sick and tired of her boyfriend putting so much attention into this stupid rivalry, and the girls can all relate to that. And that's how she gets them to join in. Now, her best friend is Chloe, and Chloe is my favorite character, I would say, inside of the book. And I like her because, you know, she's not really necessarily dating anybody that's on the team. She's just like a hookup girl. I like that this book did that, because I think that there's a difference between somebody that has no respect for themselves and will just, you know, give their body away. And then there's a difference between someone that is like Chloe, who just doesn't have the time for a boyfriend, doesn't think that there's a point, especially in high school, and at the same time is just wants to be free. So that's why I kind of like Chloe. And there are some girls that call her a skank, a slut, a whore in this book and think of her that way, but she doesn't really get fazed by it because she just knows her worth, and that's what I love about her. So I definitely would love to see like Chloe like fall in love. So Cody Keplinger, if you're ever watching this, there's an idea. For the sex strike, as it went on, the girls were even starting to, you know, lose faith in it, because yeah, at first the guys were kind of like, oh, what the hell is this? But then later on it just kind of fell flat, because, you know, the girls wanted to get theirs, you know what I mean? And as well as the guys. So it became this thing where this book showed you that it's not just about guys being into sex, and it's not just about guys liking sex. Like, girls like it too, and girls want it too, you know. It's not just something like that. And as well as it's showing just the different types of sexual dynamics in people's relationships. So we had like one couple, or one girl anyways, talking about how she didn't like having sex with her boyfriend, and that was a whole thing, and she thought she was weird and she kept it a secret. Then we had another girl just talking about how she wasn't having sex with her boyfriend, just like the main character Lisa. We have another girl talking about how she doesn't have sex with her boyfriend yet, and everyone kind of gave her problems with that, because they're like, haven't you been dating like for like 8 months? And she's like, yeah, but like all we do is kiss. And she had no interest in going further. And so she, you know, held that back because she thought something was wrong with her too. So there's a lot of different topics about sex that were talked about in this book that I think are great, because it definitely is something that I think teenagers should read if they are starting to have sex, and just knowing that anything that they feel is not different. Anything they feel is not unheard of. You know what I mean? Like, it's normal.
But still, sorry. Don't cut it out.
Yeah, right. This is a good book because it does have all these different people in a wide spectrum of what sex brings to them and how they feel about it, and it's talked about, and I think that's a good aspect of this book. Now, eventually, the girls start wondering, you know, if they go on this sex strike, won't their boyfriends end up cheating on them? And why I love Chloe is Chloe says, if you are afraid that your boyfriend's going to cheat on you because he's not getting sex from you, then you shouldn't be with your boyfriend. And I 100% think that that's true. I think Cody Keplinger putting that in the book made it just like, and I love that because it's 100% the truth. If anyone is going through something like that and they think like because they aren't feeling having sex with their boyfriends or whoever they're doing it with, then they shouldn't break up with you because of that. If you're in a serious relationship, that's not how it works. You're not expected to give sex to someone just because you're with them. The book goes forward. Lisa starts to, you know, she ends up breaking up with the boyfriend because he ends up cheating on her. And as that happens, she starts flirting with her old crush. Now, Cash is somebody that is an interesting anomaly to me because he's super attractive, he's super good looking, but apparently he never dates anybody and he just flirts with girls. Now, he never dates anyone, so you can't really say that he's like a player. But I mean, at the same time, like if you're flirting with somebody and you never end up, you know, taking it further, isn't that kind of like still playing with them? I don't know. So Lisa has a thing with Cash and Cash has a thing with Lisa. Now, when you see their interaction versus her and her boyfriend's interaction, it is very different. Lisa is more nervous around Cash, which to me just proves that, you know, she has deeper feelings for him, which she does, but, you know, she met her boyfriend first. She met Randy first, and so she couldn't be with Cash, and then they broke up, and then she got back together with Randy after that. And of course, you know, Randy was her first love, so she took him back even though she developed feelings for Cash in their breakup. And so as this is happening, you know, Cash kind of gets the guys together to go against this sex strike. And it's funny because while Cash is leading the guys and Lisa's leading the girls, the two of them end up working together and they create an even stronger bond for each other. And, you know, her crush starts to come back. And, you know, I like that this book was about sex, but it wasn't about, you know, sex in the terms of like couples just like having it, if that makes sense. Like, you know, there's obviously books where couples have sex in it and it's like erotica, you know what I mean, and it's about sex and blah blah blah, but this book is about sex in a more conversational way, in a more educational way, if that makes sense. Like, this book isn't even like our main character isn't even having sex, so she's just hearing these different things and these different problems, and then will make her decision if, you know, that's what she wants to do later on. But I like that, I guess, the main character wasn't doing it, because then her fears will be good for someone that is about to, you know, maybe have sex with their boyfriend for the first time, and, you know, her fears are happening and then people are helping her go through it, and that's what this book could be for a younger audience, and that's why I really, really like this book. Now, for me, being, you know, not a super young audience, I still like this book because I just thought parts of it were funny, and it was just a quick, good like read. I love reading high school books because I wish my problems were as little as high school problems, to be honest with you. Anyways, guys, that's it for this book review, this book final. Let me know what you guys think about this book. I will leave the first video linked down below, but let me know what you guys think about this book. Did you like this book? Did you not like this book? Why did you like it? Why did you hate it? And I want to know who your favorite character is, because as I said, mine is Chloe. That's my girl. And no, I don't even think I like any of the guys. Like, no, I don't even think I like any of the guys. But yeah, my favorite is Chloe. Let me know who your favorite is and let me know why, and I will see you guys in the next book video. Into the story now of how I used a sex strike against one of my exes. Then let's carry on. So I would say that this happened, this was like a couple years ago. First, this is about a Tinder guy. Now, this case, I definitely broke his heart. It was definitely not the other way around. And I left him because he was crazy. I'm not saying that lightly. He was crazy to me. Anyways, so I'm just going to tell you all about that story. Okay, so we're going to call him Jimmy. Let's call him Jimmy. So Jimmy and I met on Tinder, and he happened to be about 10 years older than me. Now, at this time, I think I was around the age of 21 or something like that. And, you know, right away, this is like the red flag. I wish I had but this was the red flag when he started to call me like his queen and like his like princess and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's a red flag to me. That probably means that I have some issues, but I just think it's a red flag when guys like will do that to you right away because like what? I don't know. So me and Jimmy start pretty much dating at this point, but I had told him like I did not want to be in a relationship because I just did not want to be in a relationship, and I definitely did not want to be in a relationship with him. I liked him enough to keep seeing him and to keep doing other things, but I just did not fancy him like to be my boyfriend because I knew that he was a little bit too possessive, and I just did not want to deal with all that crap, even being like a young age. And he was just, you know, kind of ridiculous, to be honest, and immature. And like for someone that was like about 10 years older than me or 9 years older than me, it was just too crazy for me. Now, we're not together, but you know, we were seeing each other, and pretty much every single weekend we were like texting all the time. Like we acted like a couple, but I would not give him the privilege of being titled as my boyfriend because hell no. So one day when this whole strike happened, me and him got into a fight, and I don't remember why. I don't remember why we got into a fight, but we got into a fight, and then I was not backing down, and eventually he started to apologize to me because I guess he felt like I was not backing down. And honestly, this is what you have to look for if you're dating somebody older, is if they are trying to manipulate you, because I feel like you're 9 years older than me. You're looking, and your age range, because you can say your age range on Tinder to whatever you want, you know, is kind of creepy. Like, I'm 9 years younger and you're looking for someone my age. Like, that means your maturity to me is down there, or that means like you're insane and you're a manipulator, a gaslighter, abuser, like whatever, because obviously younger girls are easier to, unless they have like a good head on their shoulders, like moi, but that means, you know, they're looking for someone to easily like manipulate and control. So definitely check out for that. But if you date someone like that much of an age gap older than you. Anyways, so me and him were in a fight, and I was not backing down, and I'm sure he was looking for someone to control, but it definitely was not going to be me. And if anything, I definitely wore the pants in this relationship when it truly counted. So anyways, he started to apologize to me, and I'm one of those people that, yes, you know, we're fighting through text and then we can make up through text, but I'm one of those people, like, I want to talk about it again when I see you in person, because I want to see how you truly feel about what happened. Like, are you sorry, or do you just want me to shut up, type of thing, you know what I mean? And so I like to do that. And I told him, like, okay, well, when I see you, like, we'll just talk about it then. And he was like, no, what's the point? Like, I already apologized, type of thing. And I was like, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, we're talking about it in person. And so we eventually did. And so we ended up going to his house after, and we were kind of watching a movie. And because of this whole fight thing, I was just like, no, I don't want anything to, like, do with his, you know? And so he didn't like that, because that was pretty much like our thing, because I was that type of like girlfriend or girl, if I was like seeing you, that I was all about that life. So I definitely was just like, okay, no, like, I don't want that, like, from you. Like, I don't want to do that because you really pissed me off in this fight and made it way harder than necessary when you should have just apologized right away type of thing. So we were watching a movie, and I was, like, kind of, like, feeling it, but, like, at the same time, I just did not want to give in because I'm really, really stubborn. And so I was like, you know what? No, like, you're not going to sleep with him. And so while the movie was going on, at one point, he, like, wanted to, and I was just like, And so he started to try and take my bra off, and I was just, like, not helping him at all. I had tied it in, like, a knot because I have a bigger chest, but, like, it never really fits around, like, my body because it's slimmer. So I had to tie it to make it, like, tighter and, like, make it, like, sit properly. And so I had tied it, and so he couldn't get it undone. And to the point, like, he was getting, like, red in the face trying to, like, untie this bra, okay? And I was like, can you just, like, forget about it? Like, it's fine. Like, we don't need to do anything. And he's, like, he was, like, determined. Like, girl, he was so determined. He was red in the face, and he was pissed off, like, not talking to me. Eventually, I was just like, you know what? Let's just forget it. Like, there's no point, like, whatever. I'm like, forget about it. So then he got off of me and, like, stopped, you know, trying to, like, take it off. And then, like, we continued to watch the movie, and he kind of was, like, at, like, a distance away from me, like, on the bed. And then the movie was over. And this is around, like, I want to say this was around, like, maybe, like, 1:30 to 2 a.m. And I was like, okay, might as well, like, just go home now. So I start, like, getting up and, like, getting, like, my things together. And he's just, like, sitting on the bed, like, waiting for me to get my things together. And then he, like, looks pissed. So I was like, okay, do you want to talk about it? Because I was just thinking in my head, like, I don't want to fight, like, through text ever again. Like, it's just so annoying, you know, like, that. So he was like, no, I don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, oh my god. This was where the immaturity comes in, because I think, like, a grown adult, if you were gonna have a problem, wouldn't save it for later. Like, you're gonna be in a pissed off mood towards me when I leave. What's the point of not talking about it, of not coming to some sort of conclusion? Like, just so dumb. Anyways, so he ends up not talking to me about it, and I was like, this is so stupid. And then, like, we're in the car, and honestly, the ride home was about, I think, like, maybe, like, 25 minutes to, like, a half hour. And I kid you not, we did not talk the entire way home. Like, the entire way home. And I would say, long story short, about a couple of weeks later, we ended up breaking up because I was just over it. Like, I was so over him. I was so over his craziness. I was so over his drama. I was just over it. And he also didn't buy me a birthday gift. So I was like, hell no. Like, as much as I say that he wasn't my boyfriend, I'm still, like, a loyal person. And he was pretty much giving me, like, what I needed at the time, you know. But I was still able to, like, talk to other guys because, like, I was single. I just was waiting until someone, like, really, really caught my eye type of thing. And so I had other guys, like, when it was, like, around my birthday, like, asking me, like, am I doing anything? Like, do you want to go out? Like, wanted to take me out. And I said no. And he ends up, like, taking me out to this place, to this restaurant, whatever. And it was nice, whatever. And then, like, fast forward, like, the week of, like, my birthday, I think, was probably, like, a Friday. And then he saw me on Saturday, and he didn't have a gift for me. And I was like, wow, like, I turned down other guys to take me out and, like, all this stuff, and you didn't, like, do anything for my birthday. Like, out the, like, week prior had nothing to do with my birthday to me. I just said that I dressed really nice and I wanted to go out, but I didn't say, like, it was gonna be for my birthday. He just happened to make it for my birthday or whatever, even though, like, we hardly ever went out. And not that I'm, like, saying anything about it. It's just, like, that one day I wanted to go out, you know what I'm saying? And he ended up making it about my birthday. And so when I break up with him, he's like, well, I took you out for your birthday. And I'm like, seriously? Seriously? That's what you want to say? Yeah? Okay, cool. Like, you know, screw you. Anyways, guys, that was it for that story and the sex strike. I would say that it pretty much ended up working because, you know, obviously after that whole thing, he ended up apologizing again, and I got my way. But, you know, they do get really, really mad, as, you know, that story said. They do get mad, so I don't really recommend it if, you know, your boyfriend gets mad easily. And if you are the super mature one in the relationship, I wouldn't really recommend it as well, because if he's super immature, he would probably just go and cheat on you. But if you're in like a healthy adult relationship and, you know, not with a cheater, then, you know, I mean, I don't really know if I recommend the sex strike anyways, but I think girls still do it anyways, just because it's the easiest thing for us to like think of and getting what we want. But sometimes, you know, at the time I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do a sex strike. I was just thinking like, you don't deserve this from me if you're gonna behave that way. That's what I was thinking at the time. And then I read this book and I was like, oh, I've done sex strikes before. I just never called them that. So anyways, guys, that's it for this video. What do you think? What do you think about sex strikes? Do you think it's super juvenile? Do you think that they work? Let us know how the story went for you. Let us know if you've done a sex strike. Let us know, where do you do a sex strike? Let us know, do you guys deserve sex at all these days? No, I'm joking. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, please like this video, and please comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.